Hey guys, good morning. Happy Wednesday. It's Daryl here. It's 3:45 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. I want to talk about yesterday's video. This video has been, this whole situation has been eating at me since it happened. You can probably tell from my video. Let me just start at the beginning. You know, I knew about this pretty much as soon as it happened with all my news apps and everything. I did the Washington, D.C. video yesterday trying to get my mind off it. There wasn't a whole lot to talk about. I'm just going to tell you guys bluntly how I felt yesterday. As soon as I made the video, well, let me start before that. I wasn't going to make one because there wasn't a whole lot to talk about, and I didn't have a whole lot good to say. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm at a point where I've lost, I hate to say this, man. I hate to say it, but I lost hope. I lost confidence in our country with dealing with this situation. I knew beyond a shadow of a doubt what I was going to hear that day. I was going to hear Democrats call for the same thing. I was going to hear Republicans argue against it. And in the end, nothing changes. This has happened dozens and dozens of times. And we just sit and watch this horror show unfold in front of us on a weekly basis. On a weekly basis. It's another thing that struck me, that an hour after I made that video yesterday, I realized all the mistakes. I wasn't even thinking when I made that video. I just felt a loss of hope. I realized that I'd said something about there hadn't been any shootings in a year or something like that. I don't even know why I said that. There's been one a week. There was just the Atlanta massage parlors the week before. I know all of this. It's kind of in a daze. When I saw this statement from Sandy Hook Promises, now I'm a supporter of that charity, that foundation. But there was something about their tweet that said, stop gun violence. It was just the last punch in the gut. And then I had to make a video. I had to talk about it. I had to talk to you guys. I don't know if you guys realize it yet, but a lot of times you guys are my therapy. Talking to you, talking here. Sometimes it's a blog where I just spill my guts, like right now. So all day yesterday after I made that video, I wanted to delete it. I don't do that. I usually don't. You know, I say what I say, and then I let the chips fall where they may. So that statement, that tweet, stop gun violence, there was something in it that just hit me in the gut. And I knew what I was going to see all day yesterday. I knew it. I already knew. There's going to be all these guesses about why he did it, what nationality, what race he is, and then there'll be speculations, of course. Even yesterday, I said something about, well, I was just trying to talk about as much information as I could that I saw in the video. I even mentioned yesterday that he might not be Caucasian, and he wasn't. And it's the same thing. It's the exact same thing. You know, I'm a supporter of Joe Biden, but then I just see him come on. And then what really got me depressed was Senator Murphy from Connecticut. I'm a big supporter of Senator Murphy. And yet his statement just seemed like a whole bunch of bull. You know, now is our time. We're going to fight. We're going to get this gun legislation. I mean, I admire his tenacity, but I had just lost it yesterday. It's the same thing. And I know, like, as I made that video yesterday, I mentioned about how many guns there are in this country. More guns than people. And then on top of that, in the back of my head, I know that we have 3D printing. We can make these. We can make anything at this point. So, you know, everybody, the same politicians are going to get on one side and stand up there and say, we have to take away the high-capacity magazines and the assault weapons. The other side's going to say, you're going to take away the Second Amendment from law-abiding people. That's exactly what happened yesterday. And nothing changes. Nothing. A lot of it has to do with the American people, us ourselves. I think this is what we've created. It's our own monster. I got to a point yesterday where I don't have an answer. I couldn't sit here. I couldn't honestly sit here and say, we have to make laws against high-capacity magazines. We have to make laws against assault weapons, like all the other Democrats. I couldn't do that. First of all, it's not going to happen. You know, it happens in little bits here and there. I don't know if it changes anything. I don't know if it ever will. I think if somebody is determined to do damage to people, there's a lot of ways to do it. And after this last year, there's probably more people with more mental issues than ever. I just got to a breaking point yesterday. I didn't have an answer. And the worst thing about it, it just all occurred to me when I saw the tweet from Sandy Hook Promises. Stop gun violence. And just something in my head just said, we're never going to stop it. You know? It's going to be the daily show again, where we get the talking heads up there. We got to do this. Now's the time. You're not going to do that. We have our rights. Millions and hundreds of millions of dollars that flows into the NRA and fills all these pockets. The 3D printers, the guns already out there. The high capacity, how many high capacity magazines are there in America right now? Is the law going to change any of this? The bottom line is, none of this is going to change until our attitudes change, until all the majority of our attitudes change about each other, about the frustration we feel, about mental illness. Nothing's going to change. Laws aren't going to change anything. It's just the same thing after the same exact words every time. And I was just frustrated with it. And I am today. Nothing changes. And this isn't like me, because you guys know me. I'm a positive person. I always have hope. Until people really want to change this, to stop this, to do something, to change their thinking. I don't know. I don't know. The video from Eminem, I can't remember the name of it now. Both showed it after the Las Vegas incident last year. I can't remember the name of the video offhand right now. I kind of feel like that right now. It just goes on and on and on, and nothing changes. Can we get rid of high-capacity magazines? Is it possible? Is it even possible with 3D printers and the millions of them that are already out there? Is it even possible? We can't stop all the other illegal stuff. If people want them, they're going to come. I know that from my years of addiction. If there's a demand for it, it will be here. And there's a demand for it. People are more insecure now than they've ever been. More divided now than they've ever been. I wish I could give you guys a more positive video. I really do. All right. I'll be back later. You guys have a good Wednesday.